Once you have completed a multi-camera edit, it is, of course, quite possible you're going to want to change it. And, well, that's understandable. There are several ways of doing this. If I just zoom in a bit on the timeline here, right now I've got my multi-camera angle 3. If I right-click on the clip and choose multi-camera, I can choose one of the other camera angles. And however many angles you've got in your original video will be available here. So I can choose 2 if I like. And that works if I know exactly what that angle looks like from memory, but it's not so good if you can't visualize it. Another way is to double-click on a clip, and now I get this original multi-camera sequence in the source panel, and I can just click to choose another angle. You can see the thumbnail updating here, and I'm changing the overall camera angle for this clip. I could also add an edit. If I press Ctrl-K, that's going to split this clip in 2. I can double-click on the second part of this and choose a different angle for that. So I'm really just using a standard mechanism for the way the timeline works in Premiere Pro to make changes to my multi-camera edit. Another way would be to go back to the multi-camera monitor. And if I use this, I can just choose another angle for each clip in my sequence. And I can even jump from next edit, choose this angle, maybe next edit, choose that angle, and I can jump through the timeline in this way by skipping through. You can probably see if I zoom out on my timeline a little bit, I'm going next, and you can see it updating. And there's one final way, which is absolutely brilliant. I can simply change my mind by making another multi-camera live mix edit. So I'm going to press the spacebar on here. Let me just play, and I'm just going to choose another angle. And you can see this is going to replace the angles I've got on the timeline. I'm just making very slow choices here so you can see the results. And when I press stop, notice nothing's updated yet. I press stop, and it all shifts around. It all changes angles based on the choices I've just made. So if you want to, you can just do a bit again. If there's a section where you felt you hadn't made exactly the right choices, you can do it here. And of course, if I just zoom in on the timeline again, I can change the timing of my edits very easily, either in that way by playing back and just choosing different angles, or by using regular trim tools. I can hold down the Control or the Command key here and do a rolling trim and trim to adjust this edit. Be a little bit careful, of course, because there's no reason why I can't treat this nested sequence like any other nested sequence, and nested sequences behave just like clips. So I can hold down Control or Command here and trim to adjust the duration of this part of the sequence, and I've now ruined the timing, or at least I haven't ruined it, but I've changed it from an accurate depiction of the original timing. I've shortened this part of my sequence. In fact, there's no reason why I can't mark an in and an out point and just extract a whole section if I want to. There's nothing special about this sequence. It's just another nested sequence in the timeline. I'm just going to undo a couple of steps there so you can get that all back. It's another nested timeline, and you can work with it as you would with any other. So that's making adjustments to your multi-camera edits after you've done a live vision mix in Premiere Pro CS6.